Zachary Davis. Let's give it up for him.
All right, guys. Okay. See, I do this. But I got warned by the camera guy, do not cross this line. So when you see me cross this line, do not back up. Okay? Just do this and I'll know. Okay, back up. All right, so let me ask you this something. Is that from Rigby? This something? Let me ask you this. You guys have a great lunch? Yeah. Okay, good. Have you been fed?
Yes.
Physically?
Yes.
Mentally?
Yes.
Emotionally?
Yes.
Wonderful. How about Diane Graver and Colleen Lee? Okay, we got the tools, we got the motivation, we got the resources. So what I want to do is, first off, okay, you guys need to know a little something about me. I'm a nut. Okay, I'm probably not the first guy in the dancing video, but I might be the second guy in the dancing video. Okay, so you guys feeling full? Yeah. Feel a little heavy? You know what we're gonna do.
No.
Okay?
Get up and jump
All right,
around.
Guess what? The Masters is still going, and we still don't have a champion until tomorrow. So what do? The person with the highest what?
Energy.
The person with the highest what?
Energy.
Wins. Okay, so we got to get our energy up so we can learn something. We can lock it in, take notes. Okay, we can really get this stuff in. So let's play that. Let's go.
Here we go.
Okay, you just won the Masters. Let's celebrate. Let's go. Turn to the person next to you and say, you're a rock star, give them a high five. All right, guys, here's what I want to share with you really quickly. I want to go through this very quickly because that's something that we want to show you that we're working on that we believe is going to transform your business. How many of you want a transformation in your business? Say aye. Okay, good. How many of you want to make more money? Say aye. How many of you want to make change people's lives? Say aye. Okay, good. That's what we're going to do here in just a minute. We're going to show you another tool that you can put in your quiver to go out to the marketplace and change people's lives. But before we do that, I want to share something with you that is kind of. So I was on the airplane yesterday, and we were flying down, and I just started thinking about you guys. I actually heard a conversation over here from our Stuck in New Orleans friend, and
Stuck in New Orleans.
I thought, you know what? And then I was talking to Josh right before, and I'm like, should I share this? Should I not share this? He says, yeah, you need to share it. So I want to share with you guys something because I don't think you understand the impact that you guys really make, okay, in the lives of the people that you surround yourself with and the lives of the people you have influence over, and you certainly don't understand the impact that you make for us as an ownership team and a corporate staff, okay? Which, by the way, can we give a big round of applause to our corporate staff? Yeah. And also, let's give one big round of applause to Debbie Rowe for running the music for us. So if anyone is ever doing an event and you need someone to help out, just call Debbie. We just walked in the door and they said, you, on music. Okay? So that's how we do it. We're entrepreneurs, right? We just figure it out. So I'm sitting on the airplane, I'm typing this stuff, and like I mentioned before, Sam and I were at this conference, and there was just like these epiphanies that kept coming, and I kept thinking, who are you? Not me, who are you? Right? Who are our people? Who do we represent? What are we really trying to change in the world? What influence are we really trying to have? And you've heard us talk about, and Diane mentioned it several times, and so did Colleen. We don't use the word success here at 7K Metals because we believe there's something that transcends success. And what's the word? Significance. right? In my opinion, personally, it's more important to be significant than it is to be successful. You can be successful and be completely insignificant. But you can't be significant and not successful. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I wrote some of these things down. Look, if it doesn't apply to you, I totally get it. But this is from my heart, what I feel about you guys and what I feel like our mission is and what we're doing here at 7K Metals and how we're changing this. The comment that I heard over here was, it's different. In every other company that I've been in, there's the fake smiles and all that kind of stuff. But here, they said their heart. Do you know what that is, you guys? It's you. You're the heart. You're the heartbeat of this company. You're the culture that's created. So how many of you have wondered when somebody walks up to you and says, hey, what do you do? Or who are you? You get this, it's like, well, I sell precious metals at the best price. And they're like, oh, okay. All right, wow. That's not that attractive. So how many of you like something that you could say? I'm not saying you have to say this, but how many of you like something you could say when somebody asked you what you do that might have impact, that might be significant, might get them to go, I think I want to know what else you're doing. Anybody want that? Yep. Okay, so I'm going to show you this really quickly. This is seriously just rough. I just wrote this on the airplane, so it'll probably change all that kind of stuff, okay? But really what it is, it's creating a culture, right? So every company has a culture. But what we want is a culture, quite literally. Drink the Kool-Aid. Because what we are is a family. So what I'd like to say really to you guys is welcome home. Right? Welcome home. You've arrived. This is where you belong. And there's a lot of people that need to come home. And that's what we've created here. So here's the first question. You have to identify, who do you want to help? Okay, who are you really after? Who are you targeting? So for me, I work with a team of inspired entrepreneurs who see things differently. We're the believers. We believe in you. Right? That's our motto. That's what we say. That's what we stand for, is we believe in you. Did you guys feel that when Colleen was standing on stage today talking to you? Okay, does she believe that? Yes. How about Diane Graver? Does she believe that? Yep. Richard Hansen, does he believe that? Yeah. Okay, so this is for me. So when someone asks me, what do you do? I work with a team of inspired entrepreneurs who see things differently. We're the believers. The second question is, how do I want to help them? So for me personally, when the world says stop, we say go. While they strive for mediocrity, we're obsessed with significance. When they said we couldn't do it, we did it anyway. We're coming for everything they said we can't have. So what's the change you want to make? Well, we leverage a low-risk, high-return business model to develop leaders, teachers, entrepreneurs that create generational wealth, transform families, bring hope to the helpless, and significance to the successful. In my mind, that's what we do. Right? That's the change that we want to make in the world. So how do we do it? And how will we know we've been successful and we've arrived? We won't stop until there's an inspired leader in every home and the most precious asset in every hand. We're transforming the next generation of believers. So when you wrap it all up, when someone asks, what do you do? I work with a team of inspired entrepreneurs who see things differently. We're the believers. When the world says stop, we say go. While they strive for mediocrity, we're obsessed with significance. They said we couldn't do it, so we did it anyway. We're coming for everything they said we couldn't have. We leverage a low-risk, high-return business model to develop leaders, teachers, and entrepreneurs that create generational wealth, transform families, bring hope to the helpless, and significance to the successful. We won't stop until there is an inspired leader in every home and the most precious asset in every hand. We're transforming the next generation of believers.
Yoo-hoo!
You guys believers? Say it with me. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I didn't know that song was coming up. Okay? So look, I don't know if it helps you or not, but this is just, I'm a very introspective person, right? I live by my feelings. So I feel through life. Some of you might not be that way. You might be intellectual. You might be smart. I'm just a feeler. Okay? But for me, this works. So when someone asks me, what do you do? If I said that, I can easily see them saying, what? What are you talking about? I want to know more. Can you guys see that? Yep. So if you think it will help you, take a picture of it. Okay? If you want to change it, change it. But for me, this is me. Okay? So I just want to share that with you guys. All right, now, what we came to do. So, we have a lot of tools here at 7K Metals. We have the webinars, we have the Zoom meetings, you guys have the PowerPoint presentations. So what we did is we wanted to create, again, a Sure. In order to be duplicatable and be significant and successful in our industry, there has to be one message, one team, one dream. You've heard that a lot, right? So what we did is we said, look, we've got to create something that will help people create the consistency in their teams and the message that's moving forward that will propel them to success that anyone can do. So we put together a wealth strategy program. So the invite might look something like this. It might look like, hey, Diane, one of the leaders in my company is coming to my house on Friday night at 7 o'clock. He's going to do a wealth strategy session and teach us how to leverage gold and silver to create wealth. Will you come as my guest? Do you guys like that invite? Let me say it again. Write it down. Sorry, I should have put it up here. I have a leader from my company coming to my house at 7 o'clock Friday night. He's going to teach us how to leverage gold and silver to create wealth. Will you come as my guest? So what we're deploying here is what we're calling our wealth strategies. Now, we're not going to do the old Amway ambush. Anybody know what the Amway ambush was? Okay, it's how I got started in the industry. Hey, Zach, I need to borrow $500. Okay, here's my credit card number. How naive was I? Okay, anybody need to borrow $500? Oh, by the way, you just got a network marketing company. Oh, that was cool. Okay, so the Amway ambush was, hey, you're going to invite someone to a meeting. They have no idea they're coming for a network marketing meeting. Now when they get there, they are just flat ticked, right? And now they're like this. I'm not joining. I like this, but I'm not joining, right? I think I can make money at this, but I'm not joining because you didn't tell me what it was. So we're not going to do that, okay? So what we want to do is we want to create value. So the real point is we want to teach people. Right? That's what a true leader is. Look at all the great leaders throughout history. They were all teachers. Beyond inspiring, they could all teach. So in order for you to create a following, you have to be able to teach. So what we want to do is we want people to walk away from our home and the environment with something new that they didn't have when they walked in. Okay? We don't want them to just be motivated. Look, here's the thing. We could get this whole group and we could motivate the heck out of you, but if you didn't know anything, guess what we'd have? A bunch of motivated idiots. Okay? Those are Jim Rohn's words, not mine. Okay? So respect the dead. So you can't just motivate people. What you have to do is you have to educate people. How many of your friends would feel like you added real value to their life if they came to your house and you taught them something about precious metals that was significant that they could actually do something about, versus you just invited them over and you like had this rah-rah pitch? Okay, they're going to appreciate you a lot more when they walk away feeling like they've been taught. Okay, have you guys been taught this weekend? Yes. Okay, say I've been taught. I've been taught. I've been taught. I've been taught. So that's what we want, is we want people to be taught. So the way this is structured is not only do we want to motivate and inspire people to change their lives through our stories, but we have to give them some data. Okay, we have to give them some information for them to be able to do that. So we put together a program that I see can be done anywhere. So we created a tool. We created a what? A tool. Created a what? Tool. And a tool is what will move your business forward more than anything. Because if you can point to a tool, you can be successful. Look, you can be Zach Davis and point to a tool and still win, right? So if I can do it. That's like, yeah, good luck. It's better be a good tool. So we created this tool that you guys can point to, because what we want you to do is we want you to be the commercial, not the message. So how many of you feel the pressure when somebody says, what do you do? And you're like, ugh, and this is like the whole company, right? And you just throw up all over them. And then like, how do I get this off of me? Okay? So what we want to do is just create this thing where you can go like Diane said, put it in your phone. What do you do? Boop. Okay? Hey, I work with a team of unbelievable entrepreneurs. Check this out. This is what we do, right? Or you could hand them a brochure, pamphlet, flyer, whatever. So I think we should pass those out. So everybody's going to get one, okay? So this tool, here's where I see it being deployed. What we want is we want everyone to have this tool. Because this tool, I believe, can be a game changer. Can be a what? Game changer. Say it again? Game changer. How many of you want the game changed in your business? Okay. So what this tool does is it walks you through. Now look, I know it's going to happen. Everybody's going to read this. You're going to tune out on me. That's okay. So I'm going to walk you through this, okay? So don't feel like you got to skip forward. For you overachievers, you type 3 personalities, you're just like, I'm going to get to the end. Okay, we're going to walk through this. I'm going to show you how to use this. But here's where I can see this happening. If you're working a gun show, and somebody walks up and says, hey, look, I don't have time, but I'm really interested in gold and silver, just give them one of these. Okay? Just give them one of these. Don't give your business card. They're going to throw it in the garbage. Somebody remind me later to tell you why I don't carry business cards. A lot of you have asked me for them, and I don't carry them. So on the back of this, what you're going to do is you're going to go create a stamp, or you're going to go get a label, and you're going to put your information right here. Okay? This is your new business card. Absolutely. This is what you give everyone. Okay? Can you guys give this to someone? Okay, good. So let's walk through this.
Go through.
So on the very first page, you'll notice that the way this is written is very specific. It's not a bunch of parroted data about how cool we are. What we wanted is we wanted a little bit of transparency. Look, when Richard came, the very first time I met Richard Hansen, he dumped 10 1/10-ounce gold coins in my hand, and I'm like, we're a nutraceutical company, Richard. And he's like, I know, but it's gold and silver. I'm like, he's like, I know, but it's gold. Okay, Richard is like the best at this. Yeah. The best. How many of you agree Richard's the best? Okay? Say Richard's the best.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You've been newly named. So what happens is, Richard dumps these coins in my hand, right? And he did the same thing with Roger, and he did the same thing with Josh. Now, how many of you understand, we were asked this question at lunch, is it okay if we get a little bit vulnerable and transparent, because I've asked you to? Do you know how much I knew about gold and silver when Richard came and talked to me about this opportunity?
Zero.
Zero. Okay, my grandfather mined a little bit of gold up in the hills. He'd disappear for 6 months at a time, and he'd cut wood and he'd mine pan for gold. We'd go up and see him, and I'd pan some gold with him, so I had this little bit of gold, but that was it. Now, what happened for me is when I was in college, I started looking at it because I was in the financial services industry, and I started going, why aren't we telling people about gold and silver? It seems legit. Is that what we can use nowadays? Say legit. I am now legit. Yeah, I can say that. Too legit. Okay. So I'm like, we ought to be teaching people about gold and silver, but why aren't we? So I started my journey looking at gold and silver. And here's what I found, the same thing you guys have found. That it was all over the place. The pricing was crazy. There were maximums, there were minimums. One website showed one price, another website showed another price. So we literally had no idea what we were doing. I didn't buy any. Why? Because a confused mind makes no decision or movement. So when you're confused, you don't move forward. Do you guys realize that your marketplace that you're working in is confused? They don't know what to do. So we're going to teach them. We're going to lead them, and we're going to help them know what to do. So the way we wrote this was sort of in, like what we've asked you to do, story form. So it's kind of our journey. Okay, so here's our mission. We created 7K medals. It's the very first page if you guys want to follow along. We created 7K medals because we genuinely want people to improve the lives of people around the world. Do you guys believe that? Yes. We've watched far too many people struggle as the economy fluctuates. Employment issues arise and unexpected changes come up in life. Using the power of silver and gold, we believe we can provide a way for people to create financial independence, preserve their wealth, and live an exceptional life. We started this company because we believe in you. Do you believe that? Yes. Do you believe that about your people? Yes. Then you can buy into that. That's your mission too. So you can say it with confidence. So look, your experience might be similar to ours. We've always had a feeling it was important to own precious metals, but didn't really understand why. There were a lot of other questions we struggled with too, such as, what metals should we be buying? Anybody ever wondered that question? Anybody ever met anyone who wondered that question? Okay, say aye. Aye. How can I trust who I'm buying it from? How do I know I'm getting it a good deal? And how can I afford more of it? How many of the people in the marketplace in which you serve are asking those very questions today? They are. And you just need to find them. Because if you can answer the questions and be the solution to their problem, they'll buy into your vision and your mission, and they'll follow you. You can change their lives. That equals significance, transcends success. So, we found that we're not the only ones with these questions. And then this presentation basically walks you through our journey, okay? So then the next section Our questions led us to some of the most amazing relationships we could have ever imagined. With what we learned and how it changed us for the better, we knew we had to share it with others. That's why we created an exclusive buying club that will give you access to the power of precious metals at the absolute best prices. More importantly, emphasis on more importantly, you guys. More importantly, we will share with you what we learned and the answer to the questions that will help you find the success you're looking for. Is it always going to be gold and silver and the best price? It will for some, because that's what they're looking for. Where's Tom Burden? See the room? That's what you were looking for, right? You were looking for precious metals at the best price. What else did we give you? Okay? We gave you an opportunity to change your financial world as too. So you guys understand that gold and silver is just simply the leader. That's what we tell people because it's a value, and then they get immersed in our culture, want to become part of us, want to become one of us, nuts, okay? And then they want to go spread the message and change people, okay? So, 7K Metals provides you with an opportunity to profit from what we've learned and to help you start your path to financial freedom. If you love gold and silver, with our membership you can get it at the best price, but if you love our story, we hope you'll share it with others. So then you're simply going to walk them through this process of buying gold and silver, how it works, okay? So our approach to making it more affordable with people, when we learned there were so many people in this chain, okay, Tony walked through it in the opportunity meeting. By the way, how many of you think Tony just rocked that opportunity? Okay, give it up for Tony. So the process is this. For 7K Metals, step 1's the mint. Step 2, we buy from the dealers. Step 3, it's in your pocket. That's how we save you money on precious metals. It doesn't have to go through all the other wholesalers, brokers, retailers, and all those other distribution channels. So you're just simply walking them through this. Okay, do you guys think you can explain that to someone when you're sitting in front of them? Okay, perfect. So now, here's what else we learned. As we learned more about silver and gold, we realized there was more than just one reason for owning them. Okay, how many of you bought it just simply because you're afraid of the government's making bad decisions?
I'm sure that's a good point.
Okay? Turn on the news. But what we also learned was there was a powerful way to accumulate wealth through gold and silver. We also learned that it was a great way to protect your wealth, diversify your portfolio, and also we had no idea the power of coin collecting. And so those are the 5 things that we're going to walk you through, that we identified, and we're going to walk you through a few of those in this brochure. Right? You're just saying this to somebody. It's a casual conversation. So as we researched silver and gold, one of the things that really stood out, but just, can I move this one? It's okay. One of the things that really stood out and disturbed us most was learning that who actually owns most of it. The single biggest collectors and owners of precious metals are actually the world's largest governments and banks. Think about that for a second. How often when you walk into Chase Bank do they say, you ought to buy gold and silver?
Never.
How often do you hear on the news from our government elected officials say, you guys really ought to buy gold and silver?
Never.
But do you guys know that they own the largest lion's share of the gold and silver that's on planet Earth today? Why aren't they telling us about it? Maybe they don't want us to have it. We're coming for everything they said we can't have. Okay? So look, if the governments are owning it, and the largest banks are owning it, then we ought to own it too. So as we dug a little deeper, we really began to understand why. To share with you what we learned, we created an entire buyer certification program that covers all the 5 reasons to buy silver and gold in greater depth and help you identify what type of buyer you are and which metals you should buy. In fact, when you join our membership, we're going to give that to you for free. Is that a good deal?
Yeah.
How many of you watched the buyer certification? Okay, how many of you learned something in there? Okay, give Josh a big round of applause for Okay, now here's what you're going to do. We are really, really used behind the line. I felt the vibe. There was an evil eye. So what we're used to doing is we're used to having a hotel meeting. Now, how many of you think you can hand this out in a hotel meeting and simply walk through this presentation like I'm showing you right here? Look, you don't have to read it. It'll become your words, right? First you're mechanical, or first you're awkward, then you're mechanical, then it becomes natural. You go through that process. So as you learn this material, it will get easier and easier and easier for you to say and duplicate. It'll become your story because it's probably the same thing that happened to you. As you researched a little about gold and silver, here's what you found out. You start interjecting your stories. So when you gather a group of people at your home, what is the number one most impactful thing that we always say that will get people really interested in buying gold and silver? What was that?
You should have some.
Yeah, you should have some. You put it in their hand, right? You know, plastic just doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't.
So you got to get it in their
Doesn't
hand.
clink.
How do you do that in a hotel meeting? Do we have a 100-ounce bar?
Yeah.
Ooh, what?
We should pass that around.
Yeah.
So I would go get a 100-ounce bar. If that's not in your budget right now, go sign some people up.
Go sign some people up.
So look.
It is heavy.
Okay, this just looks like aluminum. When you put that, you're not even holding it. I wish I could show you your cheeky grins.
Cheeky grins.
So look, I'm telling you guys, when people get gold and silver in their hands, it changes them. That's why we want it to change the way we do these things. So if you're having a hotel meeting, perfectly fine. What I'm going to encourage you to do, take the hotel meetings out of the hotel, put it in your home.
That's right.
Amanda, what was the difference in the feeling that we had at your house versus the hotel meetings?
It was just so personal.
It's personal, right? They feel like they're in a safe place. They feel like you really have brought them into your home, your personal space, because you care about them and you love them. When somebody says go to a hotel meeting, you're like, I know it's Amway. I know it's Amway. Okay? So they start to get a little bit defensive, but what happens is when you invite them into your home, it's like, come eat at my table.
Right.
So when you put silver in their hand, it's impactful. So let's start this round. Yeah, Jay won.
It's heavy.
Now I just want you to watch, okay? If you guys have done this already, do it again. I want you to watch what happens. Dennis just smiled. He's trying to put it in his pocket. Dude, we'll catch you. You can't run with that.
Give me your 3 rules.
So what happens is, I want you to watch the face of the person that you put it in, their hands. They light up and smile. Now, how many of you agree with me that people get giddy over weight loss shakes?
Weight loss.
Say vitamins? Energy shots.
Shots.
Can't relate. We gotta get you some silver and gold. So it has an impact. You guys understand that? And gold and silver has an energy about it. So when you put it in people's hands, it makes an impact. That's what we want. Bring these meetings home. Put them in your kitchen, around the kitchen table. Put them in the living room, around your coffee table. I want you guys to envision this with me. What would happen if we just went through what we went through, okay? And I'm standing in front of the room, and I told the company's story because I'm the leader that you've invited to come to the home meeting. And I'm at Amanda's home. And I say, now what I'd like to have Amanda come up, and I want her to share her story with all of you guys and why she invited you here. And then Amanda told her story. Do you think that people in the audience would be ready to change? Do you think that people sitting around her kitchen table would be like, whoa, we had no idea. Yeah, we want to support you, right? What if Tom told his story about saving all the money on precious metals, and now all of a sudden he's gone and sold memberships and he's making money? So that's what happens. You tell the company story like we just did. Then you tell your personal story. What's been going on in your life? Why you decided to change and what the result has been so far, or what you can see the result happening. And then you just simply play this video, okay? And we'll get this video out to everyone. But we're going to play a 9-minute video because a lot of people don't understand why they need to buy gold and silver. So this will be part of the overall presentation. You'll play this video, and then I want you to watch what happens. Do we have mic 3? You ready?